Hi guys, we've come to Coppice Lane Fishery in Haverwich. We were here a couple of weeks ago. Another beautiful day, really clear, bit cold, but never mind. We are here today just to catch as many fish as we can, pretty much standard, and as many species as we can. We're using worm, maggots, pellets. We've got some ground bait that we're going to chuck in as well. So let's see what we can get. Nice and close to the car, literally about 10 feet away. So it's handy when carting around all the stuff. We've come off the back of fishing Botts Pool Fishery yesterday. So we've got a lot of bait left over that we're going to use today. There's some decent carp in here. Bream, tench, chub, roach, rudd. So let's see if we can get one of everything. And stay tuned, and thank you. Just cast out, put a little bit of dry ground bait, nothing too wet, just to get the fish going. Handful of pellets. I'm just going to chuck out some maggots as well. We're not fishing very far out, probably just under a rod length. You can see that's the edge of the peg. We're on 32 this morning. No bites as yet, but it's literally gone in a minute ago. So what I tend to do later on in the day, I'll start dropping some pellets and some feed in here about midday and move on here about 2 o'clock. We got here just before 9 o'clock, and we'll be here till about 4, half past 4 today. So we got a good session, good decent amount of time to catch a lot of fish. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a bit worried as we hadn't had a bite in 10-15 minutes, but we've just hooked decent perch just in the margins here, actually, because I was fishing here. But first fish, this perch, really happy with. So hope it continues. That's one species done. I've just hooked this a couple of minutes after the larger perch, so a couple of perch already. So again, just here we've hooked into this roach hybrid, I think. Good size, really. So lively thing. Let's get him back before he jumps all over the fishery. The margins, where it is already this morning, that's where it is, fishing about there. So let's get it back in. Gone a little bit quiet, still in the margins. I've made up some different ground bait. It's black dynamite, silver X, super black. Decent stuff. It worked at Amstel last week. Probably had about half a dozen fish. Only 2 species so far. So perch and that roach hybrid. I'm hoping it does pick up. I'm not going to move pegs, I don't tend to do that, so I'm going to stay on 32. The sun is there, so it'll move over there probably in the next hour. Maybe that'll make a difference. The water is starting to cool considerably. Might go on to banded pellet. If it doesn't improve, give it another 20 minutes or so. Very little action still. We're getting some knocks Had one big bite. I think the carp has moved in now into this section. I've been baiting quite heavily still. Really slow session this morning. It's about midday now. I've tried banded pellet, I've dipped it in a liquid booster, I've tried bread flake, luncheon meat. I've gone back onto maggots now. So hopefully we'll get something soon. We're still only on 2 species for the day and only on about 6 fish, which isn't like Coppice Farm, my experience anyway. Looks like there's something on the float. I'll just cut to some B-reel at the minute, put some music behind it, keep you occupied for a bit. Well, finally, after an hour of nothing, we've got a fish, a roach. I switched up to worm, and we got this little guy. Thank you. I'm going to count this as another species because the other roach was a hybrid with a skimmer, so this is a roach. So we're on 3 species in 3 hours. It's a hard slog today. Going to cast back out on this side. I've seen a few movements of the reeds, so I presume the carps are back. And I took it in a little bit tight to the margin. Still pretty quiet, but it's great to be out here. It's a nice day, it's warmed up a bit now. It's not all bad. Chucked another load of ground bait and pellets literally about a foot away from my peg, and I've moved back off the concrete peg down onto the grass so I can literally drop the float along the front, and I've baited from left to right. Pellet, ground bait, maggots, and they've all moved in because the water has changed colour the last few minutes, so they're digging around there. I'm hoping I can get some carp this afternoon. Let's see. Definitely a lot of activity down there. You can see all the swirls. Gotta get a bite very soon, surely. Got a lot of bait out the last couple of minutes. cannot believe it. So annoyed. So annoyed. Look at this for a common. It's just taking me around the lake, double figures, without question. It's a slab and immaculate. I thought it was going to ping me off again. Brilliant. I'm going to get it back if my landing net doesn't bloody give way. There we go. That is a beast. An absolute beast. Look at the size of the back on it. Look at that. Let's go. Oh, come on. There we go. Wow. Wow. So that was incredible. I'm going to rest this swim a little bit. It's churned up a lot as I was landing it. But this is how deep I was fishing. That's the float, obviously. It was in a foot of water, if that. And the only adjustment I made was taking a shot off on the hook to nylon. I thought if I took it off, it's slightly less resistance for them because I kept spitting it out. I got a lot of bites. But what a fish. So we've had 4 species now. We've had a perch, a roach hybrid, and that stonking great common. Fabulous. So we've just had another battle, twice as long as the last one, even though the fish isn't as big, but it's definitely another double. It is another fantastic common, caught on double maggot in the margin there. It's perfect. Absolute fight that was. Absolute fight. I'm going to try and get him in. There we go. There we go. It's really hard trying to film and on your phone with one hand and either catch, because I would have loved to have got that fight on film, but I just didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to risk losing it, but that's wow, what a great day. Now they are starting to bite in the afternoon, but I've got to go shortly, so I'm going to try and get another one before I go. So I've been one last cast. The carp have moved back in by the looks of things. Loads of swirls again at the, the head of the peg, and a rod linked out as well. As I said, I've heavily baited today, so there's a lot there, so I think they're all coming in, but we haven't got long left, unfortunately, considering the last, oh, there we go, as if on cue. See if we can get one last one. Okay, so we're on again. I think it's a carp. We've got a big problem, guys. Look at that car crash of a tangle. I ain't gonna bring this fish in. Damn it. Hey. So I've got a tangle, I've got a decent fish on. I'm trying to film it. This ain't gonna happen. Look at the rod. Bending. Oh, a complete mess. Shambles. Still on, whatever it is. I'm gonna shut this off, see if I can get it in. Yeah, it's another carp. I've had to walk so far from the bank because I can't use my reel, so it's more like a pole. I had to reel this in with my hands, basically. Old school fisherman style wise. I don't know how I did it. I shouldn't have really, I guess, but this one didn't really put up that much of a fight, thankfully. Where's the hook? Just get this out. There we go. Look at that. Hand-lined double figure common carp, and I think we better end it there. Let's get this lump back. Well, this afternoon's gone a lot better than I thought it had or was gonna be. There he goes. Definitely picked up from this morning. As I said, session ended. Great afternoon. Great fishery, Coppice Lane Fishery in Hammerwich, and today we fished the Beckett's Pool. So I packed everything away now. Don't know if you can hear me because it's gone quite windy. Pretty good session really. I think we caught about 10 fish before the 3 big carp that we caught. We had a couple more roach. So in terms of species, we've caught 4. We've caught a roach hybrid, perch, and common carp. This is a mess I'm gonna have to sort out. Really bad. Never mind. Good day. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.